Hi, my name is Patricia McClellan Terrell, and I write under the pen name P.M. Terrell. My first book was published in 1984, and not only did I treat the book as a business, but it also launched 2 computer businesses employing dozens of people. I've been a full-time writer since 2002, and my personal website is pmterrell.com, and this video presentation is being brought to you by thenovelbusiness.com. Most authors do not treat their book as though they're a business, but unless you're writing specifically for yourself or for a selected group of friends and family, once your writing is published and it's out there in the public, your book becomes your product. To understand this concept, let's take a look at the smiley face. In 1963, advertising entrepreneur and design artist Harvey Ball was asked to help the Hanover Insurance Company develop something iconic that would help morale in their company. He was paid $45 to develop this simple icon with 2 dots and a smile in a sunny yellow color. After he delivered the icon to Hanover Insurance, he stepped back from it and just went back to his regular work, thinking that he had developed the product and it was done now. But if we flash forward to 1972, 2 French brothers, Franklin and Nicholas, developed a smiley face very similar, based on a similar simple design that their father had created years before. They looked at this smiley face as a business. They trademarked it, and their trademark is now valid in over 100 countries, including the United States. And over the years, because they treated that smiley face as a business, their multi-million-dollar enterprise grew, selling more than 13 million copies of the smiley face each and every year on a variety of different products. So what can you learn from the smiley face? And how does your novel compare to the smiley face? Well, the majority of authors actually do not view their book as a product, and they don't view themselves as a business. The smiley face is very simple, and it only took minutes to develop, while your novel is extremely complex. You have multi-dimensional characters, sometimes many of them in a novel. You have plots and subplots. You have settings in each scene. It's a tapestry of details that you have to expertly put together to comprise a full-length novel. You've invested a lot of time in it, probably months, maybe even years, and a great deal of effort. So don't think that once your novel is complete, that your job is done. Don't shortchange yourself now. Writing the book is only the beginning, and according to a lot of experts, writing the book was the simplest part of your job. What you want to do now is give your book a chance. Develop a plan of action. Understand the product life cycle. I've seen so many authors throw in the towel after the book has been launched because they believe that they're going to sell into the stratosphere immediately upon its launch. But that's never the way things work. The launch is just the beginning. People may not know who you are, and you have to get them accustomed to you as an author and also your book. And then you enter the growth cycle. And the growth cycle is where your book really begins to take off. That could take a matter of weeks, a matter of months, or even a matter of years. The growth cycle and the length of time that your book stays in that period depends on the audience and how well you are connecting with them. At some point, it then goes into the maturity cycle, where the growth isn't that significant. It may even level off. And then at the end of the book, you have the decline, where you're not selling as many copies as you once did. Some authors never experience that decline. If we think about a lot of the classics that continue to sell year after year, but especially in commercial fiction, you're going to experience all four of these stages. And as I mentioned, most people believe that when the book is launched, it just goes straight up into the stratosphere. But that really isn't the way it works. You want to develop a launch plan several months before your book is released, and I did say months. You want to begin to generate buzz. You want to grow your platform and your audience. Your platform can be a blog, it can be your presence on social media, or it could be presence on another website. Perhaps you're a contributing author on some other website, or it could even be your exposure to an audience through television, radio, or other media. You want to either establish your distribution or understand it. If you are traditionally published, understanding your distribution might mean simply, where will my book be available? Will it be available readily to the bookstores? Will the bookstores automatically carry it, which is the case with the largest publishers? Or will it be a special order? Or if you are with a micropress, is it only available online or to special independent stores? If you are self-publishing, you have to establish that distribution. And you can do that by having a distributor who already has those channels in place. Or if you're starting out on your own and establishing your own distribution, you do have an uphill battle, so you have to plan months in advance how you're going to get your book to the reader. You need to understand the difference between B2B, which is business to business selling, and B2C, which is business to consumer selling. B2B is how you're going to get your book into the bookstores and the distributors or the wholesalers, any kind of retailer that you want to carry it, as well as libraries and other businesses. Business to consumer, or B2C, is how you are going to attract the reader, the consumer, to get into those retail outlets and purchase your book or order it online. Then you're going to launch your product through multiple channels. A channel, think of it as a road to your book sales. So Facebook is one channel, Twitter is one channel, a blog is a channel, your website is a channel. If you are doing physical book signings, that is a channel. Snail mail, regular mail, any way that you are getting it out there is called a channel. And as you get your book into those channels, that's how you're going to launch it from a multi-pronged approach. But remember, your efforts do not end with the launch plan. You then go into the growth stage, and there you need to have a growth plan as well. You need consistent interaction through the multiple channels. In the diagram that I have here, Social media takes a big chunk of it because it's easy to do. It's easy to hop on the internet and get that exposure and actually interact with your readers without ever leaving your chair. Other internet exposure may consist of blog tours or guest appearances online, or even podcast. You can also do physical appearances, which consist of bookstore signings or special events such as book fairs, or talks that you could give at libraries, historical societies, special groups, or talks at bookstores. Snail mail still does have its place, and there are a couple of times a year when you really want to take advantage of snail mail. So you need to be growing your mailing list. And email campaigns can pull everything together so that people can find you on social media, and also it allows you to give announcements to people and they can sign up to receive those emails on your website or through your social media presence. You want to continue to extend your reach. If you start out with 1,000 followers, a year from now you shouldn't still have the same number. You should continuously be growing your audience. And then understand the maturity phase by keeping track of your sales and seeing where the growth begins to slow down, understanding you're in the maturity phase, and adjust your marketing and promotional efforts. As long as you continue to adjust, you can delay the decline of your book. There are also things that you never want to do. You never want to rush your book to market. Small publishers might tell you that they can get your book out within a matter of weeks, but you don't want that. You want time to build the buzz. Don't assume that your book will sell itself. Don't think that just because your book is published, it means that it's going to take off. A rocket can't launch without something helping it, and the book won't sell itself. Don't market and promote without a plan. Don't do that shotgun effect, but actually have a written plan, because written plans often make the difference between success and failure. Don't assume that if you don't see immediate success, that either your book is a failure, or you are a failure as an author, or your publisher is a failure and want to stop your publishing agreement and go with someone else. Remember, the launch stage is just the beginning, and it takes time for people to understand who you are and for your book sales to begin to take off. So don't expect instant success, and whatever you do, don't give up. If you would like detailed information about the marketing plan and how to put it into use with a lot of support and people helping you along the way, then please check out my 52-week marketing plan at thenovelbusiness.com. My name again is Patricia McClellan Terrell. I write under the pen name PM Terrell, and this video presentation has been brought to you by thenovelbusiness.com.